Hey everyone, I know it's been a long dry spell. I've just had a heck of a time getting a good match that I wanted to show to you folks, and I don't know what it is. It's just been, since the last couple updates, like I've forgotten how to play. It's just been bloody awful. But I got an exciting one for you today. It's going to be in my MK46 Pershing, which is my Tier 8 American medium tank. If you watch my videos, you know I will play heavy tanks, but mediums will always be my favorite. Anyway, this is it's an okay tank. I got it fully upgraded so that it has the top 90mm gun in it, and she does a fair amount of damage if I can get it. I've got my best trained crew in it, and I did her up with a gun lane drive to improve the aiming speed and my coated optics and my gun rammer, because it does load a little bit slow because it's a 90mm. So anyway, in other news, in my continuing Sherman mania, I now have 10 of them, which I think is all of them. I have all of the tier 6s, including the British ones, both premium and regular ones you have to grind for. Of course, I have the M4, and I also have the French Tier 8 M4. I can't even pronounce that. I need to ask a friend of mine who is actually Belgian to tell me how to pronounce that correctly, because I actually looked it up and it was had a couple different pronunciations. Anyway, so it's a fun tank to play. It actually makes me a fair amount of money, so if I start getting low on silver, I'll go play this for a dozen matches, and it pumps my money back up for me. So I think that's the only reason most people play premium tanks, because for the most part they're not any better than the ones you have to grind for, and in some cases actually worse. This one is got a great gun on it. It's 105mm, but it has a really slow reload cycle, so that kind of sucks. But other than that, it's a fun tank to play. So anyway, back to the Pershing. This is gonna, like I said, gonna be a fun match. There are a lot of surprises in it, and I hope you enjoy it. Now, the object of this particular match, if you didn't catch it, is we either have to capture the spawn point in the city or destroy all the opposing team's tanks. So what I'm doing is I'm moving into the city right now, and there's going to be a spot that I'm going to stop at. And hang on, and right there I took a pot shot at a panther and missed by a mile. So I'm gonna go to my favorite spot in the city, and I paused for a second because I saw that Schwarzpanzer for a minute, and I decided not to pay him any mind because I needed to get my butt to the city where there was some cover, and of course this panther is in the way. And I'm gonna head up to the corner of this building over here, because it can be kind of a choke point for people trying to flank. So, and of course this lord just cuts me off. Didn't even signal, jerk. Damn French European drivers. I'm kidding. If you're French, don't hate me. So you can see what I was talking about. There's a lot of traffic in and out of this area right here, and if they pull out far enough, or if they're out in that field a ways, you can generally get a pot shot at them. Now I see this that Type 59 trying to cross that area, and I just tore a big old chunk right out of his booty. And I know I pissed him off because he's just sitting there waiting for me. And try to keep an eye behind me just in case. And we both took a shot at each other, both missed. And I get my reload, and he comes back, and I swear this was lined up. Nope, I hit rubble again. I was gonna pull out again, but I saw that T-34-100. So I got a little more leery because that can do more damage to me than the Type 59 can. But I see this Type 59 moving off now. He moved off. Hang on. He moved off because my teammate in the Panther is right there. And spotted him before he could move in and do anything. Now, my teammate gets a chunk out of him, but he's pretty badly hurt right now. He's down to 2% of his durability. And right there, he gets finished by artillery. Now, I'm feeling a little bit better about this because this T-32 moved up, and so I got a heavy hitter on my side. And I took a shot at that Panther and just screwed that up. I bounced it off of the hardest part of his turret, probably. Now, that didn't pen even though my reticle was green, so I'm a little irritated about that. That's been happening a lot lately. I'm just going to assume it's because he was at a pretty decent angle. Now, I see that Type 59 is sitting back there in the corner by himself. And so I maneuver around, and sure enough, he's not paying any attention to me, and he pays for that. So right there's my first kill of the game, so... It was the Type 59 I was dueling with earlier, so I felt pretty good about that. Now that Panther popped around the corner, my timing was off, and he took a little bitty bite out of me. I was hoping he would feel cocky and try to do it again, but he's apparently smarter than that. But he does eventually pull back out, but then I see that O knee as well, and I got really nervous because he could shoot over the top of that pile. Now, we exchanged shots again. All I did was break his track. He bounced 135 points of damage on me. He takes another shot at me, and I see that T-34-100 backing him up. So I backed up a little bit and just taking stock of what was going wrong around me. And I see that Schwartz Pants down there on the field dueling with one of my teammates. He's not paying attention to anything on the hill until it's too late. And I wanted to try to even it out a little bit more, give my my teammate a bit bigger advantage, but he figured it out and is keeping his head down. I get one more shot off, and of course it misses. But now I'm getting kind of worried about this corner because, like I said, they will try to circle around and flank you. I do see that the O knee, let me take it out of game camera, has moved off. The T-34-100 has moved off. But I don't know where the Panther went. And right there, one of my teammates got destroyed, the T-32. As soon as I went to go around this corner, I saw the WZ. He's not paying any attention, and I dinged him pretty hard. So I figured I could finish him off since he's a light tank. And so I waited for my reload, and I started rounding this corner, and the Panzer pops up. And I snapshot at him, and all I did was break his track again. So I was still thinking I could do it, but I wasn't quite sure. And I also see that there's an O knee, like literally right there. You can see him in the corner. And I was afraid he was going to pop around and shoot me in the butt. And even though I still have a good chunk of my health, he could one-shot me. Now this M103 moves up, and he's not paying any attention to me, and he pays for that. I mean, he's there literally long enough for me to reload and finish him. So right there is my second kill of the game. Now this Panther and the WZ have started to move up. I stuck my nose out, took a big chunk out of the Panther, and moved back because I wasn't sure whether or not the WZ could pen me or not. And so I'm, back and forth around this corner, and again, there's stuff behind me, and I didn't know exactly where it was. So I backed around the corner, and I got my reload, and then all of a sudden the WZ charges out, and I took a big chunk out of him, set him on fire, and he exploded. So now it's just the Panther, and he got hit by one of my teammates. And so all I had to do was round the corner and finish him. So right there, that's kills 3 and 4. Now somebody's sitting on our on the cap, if you can hear the siren. And of course, I ended up taking the long way because I'm a doofus. and one of my teammates, the guy in the T10, the goose is loose, finished him off. So it was kind of pointless for me to go that way, and it was also a bit of a struggle apparently. Now right there, the Schwartz Pans and a Scorpion G pop up, and the Schwartz Pants almost immediately gets destroyed. And there's also a J Panther, and he gets it, one of my teammates, before I even finished rounding the corner. So at this point, all that's left is the Scorpion G and the lower 155, the artillery. And right there, you just heard me heal my commander because, yeah, I didn't even realize he was hurt. Now, I got the guy who was driving the T-54 telling me to go hunt their arty. I know where the arty is. Let me pause the game for a second. So, you see where the Scorpion G is? He's right here. Now, I am assuming their artillery is up here somewhere. This is where I usually find them. So, to get to this point, I need to get rid of this guy first. So this guy's telling me to hunt down the arty, and I'm like, well, hang on, let me do something first. So right there, one of my teammates takes a big chunk out of him, and I realize that he's not paying any attention to me at all. He's looking at the goose is loose in the T10. Plus, I really like shooting Scorpion Gs, I'm not going to lie. So he's not paying any attention. He literally just backs up right in front of me and pays for it. So now I'm confident that I'm going to go hunting for artillery, speaking of which. And I'm going to start heading for that corner. And I start heading, I'm going to be kind of cautious about it. I was going to go behind that bunker and then go down the line. And literally as I get up next to this bunker, one of my teammates gets him, and that's the match. Sweet, sweet victory. Alright everyone, that was a fun battle. I got 5 kills. I did 2,149 points of damage. This was the Type 59 that I was dueling with at the beginning of the match, and followed that up with the Panther and the WZ. And somewhere in there was the M103, who wasn't even paying attention to me, and he paid for that. And then my final kill of the match was the Scorpion G that I wanted to take care of before I started to go and hunt the artillery. So I got 32,721 in credits, and I got 1,541 experience points. So I also got a large repair kit, which is nice. I have about 150 of those now. So I got my Bruiser, I got my Master Gunner for 5 armor penetrating hits in a row. I got my Arsonist for setting the WZ on fire. I got my Fighter for destroying 4 or 5 vehicles in one battle. My Fire for effect. My Reaper for destroying 3 enemies in a row. And I got my Mastery Badge Class 1. So that was pretty good. I was not top damage, but I was very near the top, and I matched the T10, the goose is loose, for kills. And by the time I was done with repairs and resupply and ammunition and consumables, I'd still got a nice chunk of silver. So it was a fun match for me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did playing it. If you did, please remember to hit that like button. Drop me a comment and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so, and I will see you all at the next World of Tanks video.